Okay, let me get my video adjusted. Please hold. Much better. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Judge Law, and we are going to begin with our first appearance misdemeanor calendar. These are called the expedited accusation cases, in which individuals who were recently arrested and booked at the Fulton County Jail, their cases have now been formally accused by the Solicitor General of Fulton County. When I address each of your cases, I will let you know what is your new case number, the charges brought against you, to appoint counsel to represent you if necessary, and to set a bond and give you a new court date. If you are charged with one or more misdemeanor offenses, please remember you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to represent you. If you are an alleged victim, a family member, a friend here in support of a defendant or against a defendant, please switch your video off and mute your screen. You are in a courtroom, so remove all hats. And if you are in workout gear, go put on a jacket. Thank you. Okay, courtroom 2, who do we have first? I'm sorry, courtroom 2, please unmute.
Position 15, Judge. Mr. Potts.
This is State versus Oscar Potts, accused of criminal trespass, case number 25CR003087J. Mr. Potts' incident date appears to be May 30th of 2025. Looks like this is his 6th arrest cycle. Anything else to add, Mr. Howard?
Not really, no.
Okay. Who's our prosecutor? Ms. Harrison, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. This incident occurred on May 30th, 2025. Officers responded to 685 Cooper Street regarding a vandalism. I'm sorry.
This is
This is 15 Oscar Potts. I'm sorry. Let me scroll. Sorry.
And by the way, Mr. Potts, your attorney is going to be Sarah Rosenhuber.
Give me just a second, Your Honor.
No problem.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Jordan, what's our reset date? Go ahead, Ms. Harrison.
Yes, this is Mr. Potts, Oscar Potts.
Yes.
Yes, I have the incident date as May 30th. Did you have something different, Your Honor?
No, May 30th, 2025.
Yes, officers responded to 685 Cooper Street in response to a vandalism call. When they arrived, they observed 3 doors of vacant apartments damaged, and in apartment 5, they found the defendant wearing all black clothing and lying asleep. He did identify himself as Mr. Oscar Potts. The state's recommendation for this case is a $500 surety bond. We're asking for a stay away from the incident location, which is 685 Cooper Street, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
The reset date for any of these cases is going to be June 12th at 9 a.m. That will be a virtual proceeding. All right, Ms. Rosenhoop, what's your take on this?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Potts is 69 years old. He is a high school graduate and has resided here in Georgia for the past 40 years. He also has a brother that lives here in Georgia as well. He's maintained a job at the same sports bar and grill for the past 10 to 15 years. And at this point, he is not able to afford any bond. Your Honor, we'd ask for either a UJR through the jail or a pretrial release bond. Thank you.
Bond's going to be set at $1,500. It's going to be a signature bond through pretrial, level 1. And he's to stay 200 yards away from the entire location at 685 Cooper Street. If he gets arrested again, his bond is going to be either a surety bond or a cash bond. Next court date will be sent to his current address. Within 30 days of being released, he must come to the clerk's office and confirm his address in writing. Thank you.
I got position 1 and 2, Mr. Brown.
Okay. Just 1 second. Okay. This is Jonathan Brown. Mr. Brown has got 2 separate cases, both theft related. The first one is 25 CR 003073F, accused of theft by shoplifting from May 13th of this year. And then he's got a second case, 25 CR 003074F, accused of theft by taking from May 30th, 2025. Mr. Brown, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Miss Madison. Any I have 42 cycles. How old is he? Okay. Yes. Anything else, Mr. Howard?
You got 2024 probation, 2022 shoplifting conviction, 2020 shoplifting convictions, 2016 burglary conviction, several probation violations.
All right. So the theft by shoplifting convictions were both in 2022. Okay, and a probation violation in 24. Okay. Ms. Russell?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'll start with the first one, 25 CR3, the one ending with 73F, Your Honor, where the state would show that on May 13, 2025 at 2539 Piedmont Road in Atlanta, Georgia at the Target, Your Honor, Mr. Brown was captured on video surveillance going through self-checkout at Target. He was acting as if he was purchasing items. However, he was using his MARTA card to pretend like he was paying for the items. The items that he took totaled up to be about $223.96, Your Honor. At some point, he did leave that location. However, because he had been there before, the loss prevention officer knew who he was and was keeping a lookout for him. They called and a warrant was issued for his arrest on May 13th. Do you want me to do the facts for the next one too, Your Honor?
No, you don't have to. I just need a bond recommendation at this stage.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm asking for a $1,500 surety on each of these cases. They were both at the Target. I'm asking also for a stay away from all targets and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while on bond.
Okay. Miss Madison?
Yes, Your Honor, and I have in my notes that the bond was previously set for $1,000 on the warrant ending in 9-2 and $2,000 on the one ending in 5-3. But just to provide some background on Mr. Brown, he currently has 4 children, minor children that he's responsible for. He's been living in the state of Georgia for 4 years. He currently works at a company called First Step Temp Service in a warehouse. He currently has a 9th grade education and does suffer from some mental health issues that he is currently taking medication for, Your Honor. At this time, with the bond that was previously set in the system, he does not have the funds to be able to make that bond. So we're requesting that he be allowed to have a signature bond, Your Honor.
2016 burglary, 2020 theft, 2020 theft, 2022 2 theft convictions, and then 2024 probation violation. Mr. Brown, look at the screen. Be proud. You've got 42 arrest cycles. If this is your badge of honor, don't look down the floor. This is the time to look up. All right? And he just doesn't qualify for a signature bond with this many crimes of moral turpitude. On the shoplifting, it's going to be a $1,500 surety. And on the theft by taking, it's going to be a $500 cash bond only. This is going to be his next court date is June 12th. And Mr. Brown, if you do make bond, remember that you are to stay 200 yards away from the victim stores in question. You're not to consume any illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. And make sure that we have your correct mailing address so that we can send you your notice to come back to court.
Your
Good
Honor,
luck.
I'm sorry, just so I'm clear, on the first one was 1,300 signature, and then the second one,
100 surety.
oh, surety, okay.
Second one's a 500 cash bond only. Next case, please.
Position 16 and 17, Ms. Sims. Sixteen and 17, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Trying to move these. All right. This is Shannon Lynette Sims. Ms. Sims has two separate cases. The first one on position 16's 25 CR 30888, accused of criminal trespass from May 28th of this year. Ms. Sims also has warrants from 2024, and she's charged with battery and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer from a November 16, 2024 incident, case number 25 CR 0030898. Ms. Sims, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is going to be Ms. Rosenhuber, and
9 total. On
9.
probation for battery DV. 2020 probation, 2020 battery DV conviction, 2019 failure to appear, 2019 trespass conviction, had a 2018 ag assault reduced with disorderly conduct conviction, and it shows a resident of Athens on the book.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Russell?
It'll be me, Your Honor.
Oh, Ms. Harrison, yes, please.
Yeah, we'll start with position 16. This incident occurred on May 28th, 2025. Officers responded to 4300 Flat Shoals Road, apartment 1503, in response to a complaint. Officers met with Mr. Kwame Dumas, who stated that the defendant entered his apartment, tipped over his table and lamp, which officers observed on the floor, and she gained entrance to his residence by knocking at the door. He opened the door and she just barged right through the residence. He asked her to get out and advised her multiple times to get out, and she just was not trying to leave the residence. When officers arrived at the scene, they were not able to locate the defendant, and subsequently issued a warrant for her arrest. Position 17, I'll give you the facts of that and then the recommendations for both. Position 17, officers were dispatched to 3242 Old Spanish Trail in reference to a fight call. When they arrived, they spoke with the victim here, Ms. Terza Williams, who stated that she bonded the defendant out and allowed her to stay at the residence for one day, which turned to a week. On this particular day, she decided to go run some personal errands and informed Ms. Sims that she couldn't stay at the house by herself at the time, which led to an altercation that turned physical, and officers observed a laceration on Ms. Williams' face, her cheek, and her nose. The state's recommendation for position 16, which is just a criminal trespass charge, is $1,000. In light of the criminal history of the defendant, the state is asking for no contact with the victim, stay away from the incident location, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. And for position 17, the battery and obstruction charge, the state is asking for $1,000 surety, 500 on each count, a stay away from the incident location, no contact with the victim, Ms. Williams, and a one-day anger awareness class, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. We'll sound for Ms. Williams at the time, and if the court could also sound for Mr. Dumas, and that'll be all for the state.
Kwame Dumas, if you're on Zoom, this is the time to unmute and start your video. Ms. Madison? Oh, Ms. Rosenhuber, excuse me.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Sims is 34 years old. She is a high school graduate, and she does have her forklift certification. She's had that for the past 9 years, and is actively seeking employment. She's also resided here in Georgia for the past 10 years, and that Athens address is a good mailing address for her. After hearing the state's recommendation, I believe they're asking for a $2,000 bond total, if I'm correct. And if that's the case, Judge, we would ask the court to go with that recommendation.
Okay. On criminal trespass, it's going to be $1,000 surety. On the battery, it's a 500 surety, and the willful obstruction is a 500 surety. So it's a total of a $2,000 surety with regards to both cases. I don't know if she has a probation hold from that matter, so that's something y'all might want to look into. Her next court date is going to be June 12th. No further contact with Kwame Dumas and to stay away from his home, from his workplace, or wherever he's physically located. And for the second case involving Ms. Sims, she's to have no further contact with Tirzah, Tirzah Williams, and to also stay away from her home address or wherever she's physically located. Thank you.
Got position 21, Mr. Washington.
Is this Craig Washington?
That's correct, Judge.
Accused of criminal trespass from May 30th, 2025, 25 CR 3094C. Mr. Washington, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Ms. Rosenhuber. Is it the same Craig Washington I'm thinking of?
I believe so, Judge.
It sure is.
All right, 53 cycles. I just need a bond recommendation, please, and a stay away.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is $500 surety bond, and the stay away incident location would be 5200 Wynwood Parkway in Alpharetta.
Anything else to add, Ms. Rosenhuber?
No, Your Honor.
All right, $500 surety bond. Stay away from the Wynwood Parkway location. And his next court date is June 12th at 9 a.m.
Oh, and of course, can we add no drugs, weapons, or alcohol? Sorry.
That goes without saying.
Got position 17, Judge, Mr. Lee.
Thank you.
I think he might be position 7.
I think so, because 17 is a different case. So is this is this Rico Leak?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Rico Lamont Leak is accused of battery family violence from May 30th of this year. His accusation number is 25 CR 3083G. Mr. Leak, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is Ms. Rosenhuber. And I understand he's got 6 arrest cycles. He's got a battery DV probation, 25 CR 464G, convicted on February 11th, 2025. He's also got another probation case, 23 CR 003111G, also convicted on February 11th, 2025, and a 2025 simple assault. Miss Russell, what's the recommendation?
Your Honor, the recommendation is 3,000 surety bond. I do just want to point out that it was, I believe, his mother that this happened to. We've spoken to his mother, Miss Kathy Holmes. She says she does not want him to appear back at the house. He can come and get his belongings one time, but she does not want him back there. She did also mention, I just want to be clear with Your Honor, that he was diagnosed with bipolarism 10 years ago. She should be on the Zoom, but regardless, Your Honor, $3,000 surety bond, no further contact right now with Miss Kathy Holmes, no alcohol, drugs, and stay away from 1006 Mason Turner Road in Atlanta, Georgia.
Miss Kathy Holmes, if you're on Zoom, this is your moment to unmute and start your video. All right, Ms. Rosenhuber.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Leak is a lifelong Georgia resident. As the court has heard, he does have family here in Georgia. He's also a high school graduate and completed 2 years of college. He was most recently working for UPS. Judge, at this point, he's informed me that he's not able to afford any bond. So we would ask the court to consider pretrial, if not, a bond that doesn't exceed $2,000. Thank you.
Bond is set at $3,000 if it's a surety bond. Next court date is June 12th. And I think someone needs to let probation know about his current status, just in case they miss him. All right, no illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and he needs to stay away, 200 yards away from Kathy Holmes. He's not allowed to go back to Kathy Holmes' house, and within 30 days of making bond, he needs to update the court with his new residential address. He'll be allowed a one-time visit to Miss Holmes' home with a police officer to retrieve his belongings, and that visit cannot exceed 1 hour. He must also be compliant with all treatment and medication which is prescribed to him. Thank you.
I got position 3, Judge, Mr. Cameron.
Patrick Cameron's case is 25 CR 3075D. He's accused of battery, family violence from March 28th of this year. Accusation 25 CR 3075D. Mr. Cameron, you've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is presently Ms. Madison. Understand this is his first arrest. Ms. Russell?
Thank you, Your Honor. That's my understanding as well. This is his first arrest. The state would show that on March 28th, 2025, that Mr. Cameron went to his girlfriend's home, or his ex-girlfriend's home. They were in the midst of a breakup, and he struck her in the face, causing visible marks to her upper eyelid. Your Honor, this location was 718 Jefferson Drive in Sandy Springs, Georgia, here in Fulton County. Your Honor, we are asking, and so is the victim, we have spoken to her, that they have, or that she has no further contact and stay away from the home, stay away from her. And also, we're asking for a $2,000 surety bond, no further contact, of course, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Ms. Madison is going to get $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services. Any objection to the no contact and stay away?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Cameron, you are granted a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. You will report to pretrial once a month until further order of the court. You are to have no contact with Jessica Baker. You have to stay 200 yards away from her and not communicate with her in any way, form, or manner, including in person, mail, email, phones, third party, and social media. You're also to stay away from her residence and wherever she's physically located. You are also to enroll in a domestic violence intervention program within 30 days of being released. This is a series of 26 classes, and you will attend and complete all these classes at your expense without missing or skipping any of them. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. Thank you.
I got position 4, Judge, Mr. Corbett.
Okay. Mr. Larry Corbett is accused of battery from May 30th of this year, case number 25 CR 3076Y. Mr. Corbett, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is going to be Ms. Madison. Understand that this is Mr. Corbett's 7th arrest with an open case in DeKalb for theft by shoplifting.
That's from 2021.
Okay.
I forgot to put the date on there.
All right. And Ms. Russell?
Oh, he has
Thank
a
you.
hold too, Judge, on the booking, on his booking sheet.
Okay, is that a probation hold?
I'm not sure. Let me check. It just says foreign county.
Okay.
While he's checking, do you want me to continue, Your Honor?
Thanks.
Your Honor, the state would show that on May 30th, 2025 at around, at 71 Linkwood Road in Northwest Atlanta, Georgia. Mr. Corbett lives at a rooming home with the victim, Mr. Sylvester Herndon. So this is a location that houses many individuals. And at some point in time, they got into an altercation based on, maybe a debit card and spitting on Mr. Corbett's girlfriend. Nonetheless, Your Honor, there was an altercation where Mr. Corbett then punched Mr. Sylvester Herndon, hit him in the face. Officers did see visible marks along his right eye. as well as it looked to be like a laceration going down his eye as well. The state is going to ask for a $2,000 surety bond. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. I think we're in a sticky situation. I mean, Your Honor, it is a rooming home. Mr. Hernan, we have spoken to him. He still lives there. They reside together, essentially, even though it's a rooming home. He did not mention whether or not he wants no contact or no violent contact. I'll leave that up to the court. And that's all, Your Honor, from the state.
Ms. Madison?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe this was a situation where Mr. Corbett was actually defending his girlfriend after the alleged victim spit on her. Mr. Corbett has lived in the state of Georgia for the past 25 years. My apologies, his entire life. He has been disabled for the past 15 years and has suffered some temporary paralysis due to a diving accident. He is not currently working, but does receive disability. In regards to his educational background, he informed me that he did attend Savannah State College and that he also has a 3-year-old child, which is dependent upon him for physical and financial support. Despite him receiving very little in disability, he would not be able to come up with the funds to post the bond that's recommended by the ASG. So we're hoping Your Honor would consider granting him a signature bond. He also wanted me to let the court know that he is responsible for taking care of his mother who currently suffers from Alzheimer's.
Okay. It's a 500 surety bond. No violent contact with Sylvester Hernan. He may return to the rooming house as long as he doesn't have any violent contact. Unfortunately, once he posts his bond, he may have to be transferred to DeKalb County because of the hold.
Thank you.
Whatever the hold is.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next court date is going to be June 12th. Next case.
Position 5, Mr. Hale.
This is State versus Samuel Hale with a silent E, case number 25 CR 3077B. Mr. Hale has been advised of his rights. His attorney is going to be Ms. Madison. And I understand Mr. Hale has 5 arrest cycles with an open case in Gwinnett County for theft by shoplifting, 2020 armed robbery kidnapping matter that was dismissed, 2020 DUI that was dismissed. And what's going on with the CREC charge in 2017?
First offender.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Russell, what is the recommendation?
$1,000 surety bond. Stay away from all public locations. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
And Ms. Madison?
Your Honor, we wouldn't have any objection to the recommended bond.
Okay. Mr. Hale, your bond is going to be $1,000. It's a surety bond. Stay away from all Publix grocery stores until further order of the court. Your next court date is going to be June 12th. And no illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. Thank you.
I got position 6, Mr. Hatton.
All right. Johnny J. Hatton is accused of battery, family violence, and criminal trespass causing damage to property. His accusation is 25 CR 3078B. Mr. Hatton, you've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is Ms. Madison. And Mr. Hatton has about 6 arrest cycles, if I'm not mistaken. And looks like most of them were, the most recent one appeared to be suspended license, a hit and run, a 2017 FTA. So what's your recommendation, Ms. Russell?
Your Honor, my recommendation is, hold on, I'm sorry, I got the wrong case up right now. My recommendation is a $2,000 surety bond, no further contact with Joan Oglesby, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Stay away from the incident location of 3000 Continental Colony Parkway, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. And that's, I said 2,000, but that's 1,000 for the battery, family violence, $1,000 for the criminal damage to property.
Understood.
And the victim is on Zoom.
Okay. Joan Oglesby, if you would like to address the proceedings, please unmute and start your video.
Yes, I would like to drop the charges on him.
Well,
I,
now you need to lower your device so we can see your face.
oh, okay,
Raise your right hand.
sure.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, I do.
And you are not concerned or for your safety with regards to Mr. Hatton?
No, I'm not. We just
Why-
came from a wonderful family
Why is that? Why is that? Why are you not?
because things have changed. I'm not concerned. We've been around each other since that situation. He has made major changes to his attitude and things that he's doing. He started as a job. He's doing very well. Yes, he has some anger issues, but he's working on those things. And
How-
that started from childhood.
How is he working on the anger issues?
Learning how to be calm and not get upset. Maybe he needs to take an anger class, but we haven't discussed that yet.
Okay,
But
so he hasn't done anything with regards to anger management.
yes, he had in the past when he was younger, but
Well,
not recently.
That doesn't count. What counts is here and now.
Okay,
All right?
but I see
don't-
positive, so I don't want to press charges. He has a good job with AWP. He's been going to work and doing what he needs to do to take care of things. So
And where does he live?
he stays with me.
Okay. At the 3000 Continental Colony Place?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Please mute your screen. Ms. Madison, with regards to Johnny Hatton on the battery family violence, it's going to be 2,500. The criminal trespass is going to be 1,000. This is going to be a 3,500 signature bond through pretrial services level 2. He will report to pretrial twice a month. He will have no violent contact with Joan Oglesby. He may return and live with her if he chooses to do so. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and no firearms. He will need to enroll in a domestic violence intervention program within 30 days of being released. These are a series of 26 classes, and he must attend each and every one of them at his expense without missing or skipping a class. If he fails to report pretrial, fails to take the classes, and he is arrested again or has violent contact with Ms. Oglesby, his $3,500 signature bond will be surrendered. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I got position 9, Mr. McCulley.
All right, Mr. Devontae McCounty is accused of battery from May 30th of this year, accusation 25 CR 3080E. Mr. McCounty, you've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is Ms. Madison. I understand this is a 7th arrest cycle with an open probation in Cobb County for ag assault.
You got 2 ag assault probations.
Where's the other one? Is it also in Cobb? Yeah, both of them.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
got it.
one was 20-year sentence. The other one was 8 to serve, 7 probate.
Right. And a couple of probation violations in the FTA in 2017. Ms. Russell?
Thank you, Your Honor. Where the state was shown May 30th, 2025 at 127 Chickamauga Avenue Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia. Officers were called out and they responded to a Yashika Sanders. Miss Sanders was being taken care of by Grady when officers were out, but Miss Sanders told officers that there was a verbal altercation between herself and the defendant that got physical, where Mr. McCownley hit her in the face with a closed fist, causing bleeding and swelling over her eyes, her lips, and her forehead. From my understanding of this incident, the two didn't live together. That's why it's just a battery, Your Honor. However, there were those visible injuries. There was a lay witness, Ms. Tawana Mosley, who heard the loud yelling and out and shouting, and she saw that Mr. McCownley was actually punching Miss Sanders as well as trying to pull her out of a vehicle. Your Honor, the state is requesting a $3,000 surety bond, no further contact with Yashika Sanders, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Stay away from that location. And we're asking him to do some anger management classes while on bond waiting his trial, if he wants one.
Yashika Sanders, if you're on Zoom, this is the time to unmute and start your video if you want to say something. All right, Miss Madison?
Yes, Your Honor. He's requesting that he be granted an OR bond. He has been a resident of Georgia his entire life. He currently has one child that he's financially responsible for, who's 8 years old. The reason he's requesting to be granted an OR bond is because he stated he just paid rent. And he just started working at a logistics warehouse as a crew member, and he's only been working for approximately 3 weeks. And so, because he just paid his rent and he doesn't have any money, he's requesting that he be granted an OR bond.
All right. He's got a $2,000 surety bond. No further contact with Yashika Sanders, and I don't know whether he has a parole violation hold at the present time.
I believe so, Your Honor.
So he does have a parole hold. So even if he makes bond, that hold is going to keep him here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's $2,000 surety bond, Judge?
Yes, sir. Next case, please.
Deposition 18, Mr. Taylor.
Travius Taylor is accused of battery, family violence from December 24th, 2024. Accusations 25 CR 3090Y. Mr. Taylor has been advised of his rights and his attorney is Ms. Madison. Understand this is his fourth arrest cycle. He's on probation for battery, family violence in DeKalb County, where he was convicted on June 4th, 2024. And I believe, other than that, he had a PTI for 2015 carrying a deadly weapon in a public gathering. And those were the only relevant ones that I can see. Miss Harrison?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident occurred on December 24, 2024. Officers responded to 3223 Greenbrier Parkway, apartment HB209. Officers met with Ms. Shadura Bright, who stated that her boyfriend, the defendant, slapped her on the left side of her face while she was sitting down watching TV. She stated that he's never done that before, and he left afterwards when he heard her on the phone with 911. She stated that they have been living together for 4 months. Officers did observe the left side of her face was swollen at the time that they were on the scene. In light of the defendant's prior criminal history, the state's recommendation is a $1,500 surety bond. We did speak with Ms. Bright today. Give me just one second. Let me. Yes. And she did confirm the events in the warrant. She stated that her and the defendant are no longer in a relationship. They were in a 4-year relationship. They do not share any kids. She was requesting to drop the charges. She states that she is not in fear of the defendant. They last spoke 2 weeks ago. We are asking for no further violent contact with the victim, stay away from the incident location, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And we'll sound for Ms. Bright, and that'll be all.
All right. Ms. Chadarius Bray, if you're on Zoom, this is the time to unmute and start your video. All right, Ms. Madison?
Yeah.
This will be my case.
Rosenwood, yes.
Mr. Taylor is 31 years old. He is a lifelong Georgia resident, and he does reside at the address in Odyssey with his mother. That's in Noonan, Georgia. He is a high school graduate and completed 2 years of college. He is also a CDL driver, and he's been doing that for the past 4 to 5 years now. We're requesting a low bond, Judge. If the court is inclined to do a pretrial release bond, we'd ask for that. If not, a bond that doesn't exceed $1,000 given the alleged victim's position.
$1,000 surety bond, no violent contact with Shadarius Bray, and next court date is June 12th. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Thank you.
Got position 10, Mr. McCoy.
And Your Honor, for Mr. McCoy, I believe we might need to go in a breakout room for his case.
All right. Deputy, can we put off position 10 and 11 towards the end of the calendar?
We can do that, Judge. We can go to position 20, Mr. Triplett.
Okay. This is Christopher Darnell Triplett, accused of battery from July 2nd of 2024. Mr. Triplett, your case number is 25CR 3091C. This is his 22nd arrest cycle, several probation violations. Looks like he had a 2019 license suspension, quite a few dated convictions. So what's your recommendation, Ms. Harrison?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's recommendation was actually a $2,500 surety bond here. Due to the nature of the incident, it could possibly be an upgrade. We just haven't gotten that far on the word yet. I'll just want to put some quick facts on the case. The incident occurred on July 3rd. Officers were met by Miss Letitia Dawson, who advised that the defendant had assaulted her. He was her boyfriend of 5 years. She stated at the intersection of Chickamauga Avenue and Gideon's Drive. They were in the car and he started acting erratically and screamed at her to get out of the vehicle. She just wanted to go home. He told her he wasn't taking her home. He threw her items out of the vehicle and pulled her out of the car by placing both hands around her neck and choking her. And officers did observe bruising on the side of her neck. Yeah, and it wasn't the first physical assault, apparently, according to the victim. So our recommendation is a $2,500 surety bond, no contact at all with the victim, and stay away from the incident location. Well, it was an intersection of a car, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Okay. Letitia Dawson, if you're on Zoom, this is the time to appear if you want to. All right. And Miss Madison?
This is also my case, Judge.
Oh, I'm so sorry. There you are. Okay, got it.
Mr. Triplett is 43 years old. He is a high school graduate and has earned his bachelor's degree in financial economics. He's resided here in Georgia for the past 21 years. He has a number of family members who also reside in Georgia, his sister and cousins. He does have stable employment. And Judge, at this time, we would ask for the bond not to exceed $1,000 surety. Thank you.
Bond is going to be set at $3,000. It's going to be a signature bond for pretrial services, level 1. No further contact with Letitia Dawson to stay 200 yards away from where she is physically located, including her home, her workplace, or wherever she happens to be physically standing. He needs to stay 200 yards away from her and not communicate with her in any way, form, or manner, including through a third person and on social media. What in the world is going on at Chickamauga Drive? All right, next case.
Judge, I got position 13, Mr. Patterson.
Thank you. David Bernard Patterson is on his way. Mr. Patterson is accused of criminal trespass and simple battery from May 29th of this year, case 25CR 3081G. You've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is Ms. Madison. Is it going to be you? All right, thank you.
Yes.
And Mr. Patterson is not quite 60 years old, but he has racked in 44 arrest cycles with a conviction for simple battery in 2023, a conviction for burglary in 2016, and a couple of more older convictions. Is it going to be Miss Russell or Miss Harrison?
It's me, Your Honor. Just one second, I'm sorry. Everything's moving slow today. Okay. Okay, Your Honor, this incident occurred on May 29th. It was at the State Farm Arena. Officers responded to an officer help call. When they arrived at the scene, they met with the victim, Ms. Portia Sterling. She is employed at the State Farm Arena, I believe. She, at the time when officers arrived, they spoke with her and she advised that 3 days prior on the 26th, she was on duty and she saw Mr. Patterson in a restricted area of the arena charging his cell phone. She advised him that the area was restricted and he wasn't allowed to be there. I'm sorry, he wasn't allowed to be there. She told him he couldn't charge his phone, and he became very irate and disrespectful and began cussing at her and threw a folding chair at Miss Sterling, which struck her in the arm. And she called for officers to come from the scene and place charges on the defendant. He did leave the scene before officers arrived, and that's why when he was seen on the 29th, officers were called back to the scene to apprehend him. The state's recommendation is $1,000 surety bond, $500 on each count. Stay away from the State Farm Arena entirely. No contact at all with Ms. Portia Sterling. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Any objection, Ms. Madison?
Not to a signature bond, Your Honor. And if it's a surety bond, absolutely, Your Honor.
All right. Why should he get a signature bond on 44 arrest cycles?
Well, Your Honor, he has stated that he's not currently working right now. And so he doesn't have any income and would not be able to actually make the bond on the case. He has stated he has an 8th grade education. He's currently not working, but was working for People Ready for about a year. But he currently doesn't have the income to be able to make bond.
It's $1,000 surety, 500 on each count. Stay 200 yards away from the entire complex called the State Farm Arena. He's not allowed on any of their property, including the sidewalks and the parking lot. And his next court date is June 12th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Judge Law.
Good afternoon.
Hope you're doing well. I have a quick announcement, Judge.
Okay.
I have 2 people here at ACDC that are currently on my pull sheet, but they're not on the calendar. So I wanted to know what's going on with their case.
Let me get my add-on calendar. Let's see. What are their names?
So the first person is going to be David Pitts.
All right, he's on the add-on.
Oh, he's on the add-on. Okay, perfect. And then the second one is going to be, last name is Ayala, first name is Natalia.
She bonded out.
So yes, I did call Central. They said she did post her bond, but she has a hold with Fed County.
Correct.
So I wanted to know if she was still needed for misdemeanor.
No, she posted bond on her current charge, then that's going to be further notice. And then whoever has a hold on her can come pick her up.
Okay, so she's good. Okay, thank you, Judge, for that.
All right. So
Mr. Pitt, come on, Mr. Pitt.
all right. Quorum 2, we are done with Mr. Patterson. He's got $1,000 surety bond and to stay away from the State Farm Arena. His next court date is June 12th. Going to ACDC, good afternoon. My name is Judge Law. This is the announcement for Mr. Pitts as well as the person behind you, Deputy Francois. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say about the facts of your case, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to represent you. Mr. Pitts is on our add-on calendar, and his it's David Pitts, case number 25 CR 3096Y. He's accused of criminal trespass causing damage to property on April 11th, 2025 in Fulton County, Georgia. Mr. Pitts, this is a misdemeanor case with the State Court of Fulton County. You've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is presently Ms. Rosenhuber. Mr. Howard, do you have his GCIC?
No, I just know he's been in custody since March on FS charges, and he had a bench warrant.
Okay, thank you. Miss Harrison?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident occurred on Friday, April 11th, 2025. Officers were assigned to 2 North on the 7 p.m. C team at Fulton County Jail. They observed the defendant, Mr. Pitts, coming down the hall from cell 606. He was coming down the staircase hurriedly, and then officers smelled what appeared to be smoke. They identified the defendant as the resident who lit a blanket in the dorm and tried to conceal it. They observed him dragging the blanket through water that was on the floor near a pipe leak. The fire was quickly extinguished. The state's recommendation is a $500 surety bond, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Miss Rosenhuber, any objection to the $500 surety?
Yes, Judge, I would ask for a UJR on this particular charge. There are other things holding him in custody. If I can be allowed to.
Go ahead.
Mr. Pitts is 49 years old. He has resided here in Georgia for the past 20 years. He has family here, has 5 children. Judge, while I don't know the entirety of the circumstances surrounding this may have been an MH situation. And he does currently have a $20,000 bond holding him, as well as no bond on his FTA. So as it pertains to this charge, we would ask for UJR.
Okay, so 500 surety bond, no violent contact with any of the jail staff. Next court date is June 12th. Francois, did we have to address the other case as well?
No, the other case, Judge, you had, that was the one with Ayala.
Okay.
Natalia, the one who posted her bond and has a hold with Fed County.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Take care.
Position 19, Mr. Thorne.
4.
And Judge, if we could waive sounding on this charge, please.
Okay. This is what position? 4? Did I mishear it?
I believe it's position number 19, Mr. Thorne.
Okay. All right. Latron Thorne is got a PI charge against him on May 28th of 2025, case number 25 CR 3092B. Mr. Thorne, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is Ms. Rosenhuber. And with regards to Mr. Thorne, I don't believe, yeah, this is his first arrest. Any objection to a signature bond with a stay away?
Not from the defense, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Harrison?
No, Your Honor, I was just making sure of the location because I think it was an event, like a festival or something. Wind down Wednesday. Yeah. No, Your Honor, the state has no objection.
All right. Mr. Thorne, your bond is going to be set at $2,000. It's going to be a signature bond through pretrial services level 1. You're to stay away from the incident location, and if you get arrested again for any offense, including the type that which you've been charged with currently, your signature bond will be revoked. Within 30 days, you are to update the court with your residential address in writing. You need to come down to the clerk's office and do that, and report to pretrial once a month. Thank you.
Judge, I got position 22, Mr. Williams.
Okay. Roland Williams is accused of criminal trespass from May 30th of this year. Accusation 25 CR 3093G. Mr. Williams, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Ms. Rosenhuber. And this is Roland Williams, who's got 9 arrest cycles with an open case for burglary in Fulton County, 23 SC 191570, a 2 FTAs in 2024, 1 FTA in 2023, a criminal trespass conviction in 2021. Recommendation, Ms. Harrison?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation here is a $1,000 surety bond. The incident was at 1750 Shirley Street Southwest. It's a criminal trespass. Officers responded to the scene due to reports of someone being in the house. The owners, Jingyu Lee and her husband, Mr. Jonathan Rexford, both informed officers that someone had previously been evicted, some squatters from the home, and they're having issues with squatters. Later in the day, their real estate agent noticed people moving things in a U-Haul truck, and when officers went to clear the residence, they found the defendant coming from the back of the house, and he advised officers that he had been sleeping, and he was placed under arrest.
Okay.
So
thank
as
you.
such, our recommendation is $1,000 surety, stay away from the incident location, no contact at all with Ms. Lee and her husband, Mr. Rexford.
Okay. Deputy for David Pitts, his bond is a $500 surety, no violent contact with jail staff. And Miss Rosenhuber, what's your recommendation for Mr. Williams?
We're requesting a pretrial bond, Judge. Mr. Williams is 41 years old. He did graduate high school and actually earned his master's degree in public administration. While he's currently unemployed, he is seeking his real estate license. He's resided here in Georgia for the past 6 years and does have family here. At this time, he's not able to afford his bond, which I believe is set at $1,000. And that's our reason for requesting the pretrial bond.
Given the nature of the allegations, his open burglary case, his multiple FTAs in 2024 and 2023, his bond is going to be set at $2,000. It's going to be a surety bond. Next court date is going to be June 12th. And he is to stay away from the location 1750 Shirley Street in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you. Next case.
Judge, I have position 23, Mr. Zaraga.
Okay.
Which one is this, Judge? I'm sorry.
It's position 23. I don't have his GCIC, but
That's
have the PD spoken to Mr. Zaraga?
I have not, Your Honor.
yeah, it was added on pretty late.
I did get the chance to speak with him.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Okay. All right. So it's going to be Miss Madison. This is Linson Zaraga Castillo. Is his last name Castillo, Miss Madison?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Castillo is accused of criminal trespass, loitering, and prowling on April 12th, 2025. His accusation is 25 CR 3071B. Mr. Castillo, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Miss Madison. Mr. Howard, any chance we have a GCIC on Mr. Castillo?
Yeah. He's been in custody since April 12th.
Mm-mm.
On
I don't remember that.
burglary in the first and trespass and a fugitive from justice. The burglary got dismissed. But yeah, he's been in since April. Hold on. He had a 2021 out of San Francisco. It's a CWAC charge, along with a false imprisonment. 2021 fire in undesignated area. It's California. 2021 assault with a deadly weapon that was dismissed, and the obstruction was dismissed. What else? And that's it. The burglary that he had, he came in with. Well, hold on. 2020 out of Texas, possession of marijuana. Nah, that's it.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ms.
Sorry. From my understanding, Your Honor, it came in as a burglary. And so at some point in time, the DA's office decided not to go forward on the burglary, but he's still being held on the no bond status. We accused this case, I want to say yesterday. I could be very wrong on that too, because I'm just now getting it. Yes, we accused this case yesterday because he was being held in on that burglary no bond. So we accused it as the criminal trespass and the loitering and prowling. So I know it sounds like he's been held in on April 12th on this case, kind of, sort of, but not on these charges. It was felony charges. So I just want to make that clear. But the state would show that at 965 Boulevard Southeast, there was a dwelling there, an unoccupied. The contracting company for this property that came out and said that this is a vacant property. It shouldn't be. There shouldn't be anybody there. So therefore, he was charged with. That's why we charged him with the loitering and prowling, and it looked like he was inside based on a footprint, I believe, that they saw inside. Nothing from inside the home was taken. And that's all, Your Honor. The state's gonna, based on the history that I heard, the state's gonna ask for $1,500 on both counts, so a total of $3,000 signature bond.
Ms. Madison?
No objection, Your Honor.
It's going to be 1,000 on each count. This is going to be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail and a release to the fugitive hold.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, stay away from 965. What was it? Boulevard at Southeast Atlanta, and no contact with David Michael Dean. DEAN. Please unmute courtroom 2. Mr. Castillo, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court can and will be used against you. If you want to waive your right to remain silent, did you have a question about your bond? You have your finger up, so I don't know what you're trying to do.
I have a question about the release date. You say couldn't hear.
You have a question about what?
The release date that you say.
You don't have a release date.
Okay.
You have a fugitive hold from the West Coast. So they'll need to extradite you there.
Okay.
But you do have a signature bond through the jail. This is an open active case in Fulton County, Georgia. So when you go back to sunny California, don't forget us. You still have a case with us.
Oh, when they release me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, lady.
All right. Good luck.
Yeah. Thanks.
Deputy, do we have any more cases for the SAP calendar?
I have one that I didn't see. Let me see where he is.
Well, Mr.
Mr.
Smith, was he on an add-on calendar?
We have,
Phillips.
go ahead.
Bryson Smith, he was on our pull sheet.
Yes, we do have Bryson Smith on the add-on calendar.
We can take him up.
Okay.
Okay.
In the meantime, do we have any waivers for the SAP calendar?
No waivers, but we do have 2 behavior resets.
Oh, which ones are those?
Position 8, Mr. Marable.
All right, this is going to be reset to Monday, what's it, June 2nd?
Correct.
At 2 p.m. This is not a Riverside issue. And
Position 14, Mr. Brandon Phillips.
Phillips. Okay, position 14. And this is going to be a behavior reset to June 2nd at 2 p.m. Not a Riverside issue. Okay. So we have add-on, Mr. Bryson Gabriel Smith, accused of criminal trespass and theft by shoplifting from May 29th, 2025. His accusation number is 25 CR 3095J. Mr. Smith, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Ms. Rosenhuber. This is his 8th arrest cycle. I understand that he's got an open theft by shoplifting case in DeKalb County. He's got a criminal trespass from September 5th, 2024. Oh, excuse me, let me revise that. His last arrest was on May 6th of this year for theft by shoplifting in DeKalb. He's got a 24 trespass conviction, 2024 vandalism conviction, 2024 FTA, 2024 assault conviction, and a 2023 criminal trespass conviction. I'm not sure if he's a resident of Georgia, but Ms. Russell?
It'll be me, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Harrison? Yes.
Yes, this incident occurred on May 29th at 1132 Techwood Drive, which is a Sonesta hotel. Officers spoke with the reported party Ms. Leslie Bryant, who advised that a male wearing a blue jacket, later identified as the defendant, damaged the front hotel door as he was stealing food. He was inside the hotel and started to take food from the counter. He was advised that he had to pay for the items and told staff that he was not going to pay for anything, continued to take items. They repeatedly asked him to leave and he refused. He took about $50 worth of food and snacks and walked outside of the hotel, and the staff locked the door after that. He tried to come back into the hotel, and that's how he actually ended up damaging the door. And he was subsequently taken into custody. The state's recommendation in light of the defense's criminal history is $1,000 surety. We're asking for a stay away from the incident location, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And we'd like to get him a social worker visit to address any residential challenges he may have. And that'll be all for this.
Ms. Rosenhuber?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Smith is 22 years old. He is a high school graduate. He is originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and the state is correct that he is residentially challenged. However, he does have a job through Shoe MGK. He sells clothing. Judge, at this point, he's not able to afford much of any bond. We wouldn't oppose a pretrial bond. And that's all from the defense.
All right. Unfortunately, his FTAs do not qualify him for a signature bond. It's going to be $1,000 on each count. That's a $2,000 surety bond to stay away from the Sonesta Hotel in question and the entire location, including the parking lot and sidewalks. No illegal drugs, alcohol, and weapons. And his next court date is June 12th. I'm sorry, courtroom 2, please unmute. Mr. Smith, if you want to say anything, you would have to waive your right to remain silent, because whatever you say can and will be used against you in the treatment of your case. Do you have any questions about your bond?
I'm gonna say thank y'all. Thank y'all for playing my mind. Or whoever did. Thank y'all.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot. He'll need a social worker visit as well. Thank you.
Judge, can we go to position 11, Mr. McDowell?
Okay. Zachary McDowell is accused of simple assault and terroristic threats and acts from May 29th of this year, 25 CR 003086D. Mr. McDowell, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is going to be Miss Madison. This is his first arrest, and he appears to be a resident of Virginia. Miss Bressel?
Yes, Your Honor, where the state would show that on May 29th, 2025 at 707 Park Avenue Northeast in Atlanta, Georgia. Mr. McDowell was at his ex-girlfriend's home. And at some point in time, they begin to get into a altercation, of a verbal altercation. And once they got into that verbal altercation, Miss Mercy Anagane, I think it is, stated that she called her friend who lives down near her at another apartment, I believe. And Mr. McDowell was still becoming very aggressive with her. At some point, he was screaming at her and cursing her out. He did at some point, hold on one second. I'm sorry, Your Honor. He did at some point just, I believe he pushed her, Your Honor. I need to, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find he became physically aggressive with her physically assaulted her, Your Honor, by putting his hands on her. There were no marks or bruises, but when Mr. Jonathan Bettisay came down, a defendant looked at Mr. Bettisay and said that he would be his ASS. And that was in front of Miss Mercy Anagay. So that's what the simple battery and terroristic threats are for. He doesn't have any arrests. Miss Anagay does say that he was intoxicated at the time. She is she is saying we have not been able to speak to her. But so we're asking for a $1,000 surety bond on each count, Your Honor. No further contact with Miss Mercy Anagane, and no further contact with Jonathan Badese, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and anger management classes as well.
All right, Miss Mercy and Mr. Jonathan, if you're on Zoom, this will be the time to unmute and start your video. Yes, this young lady on iPhone, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Mercy Angaine.
Okay, and please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
I swear.
Was Mr. McDowell visiting you from Virginia?
From Sumter, South Carolina.
And why was he visiting you?
He used to visit me a lot on the weekends. On most weekends we would spend together because of the long distance relationship.
Okay, and what do you have to tell me today?
I am not pressing charges. He is not dangerous at all. I'm sorry, Your Honor. That's all I have to say.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank
Please
you.
mute the screen. Miss Madison? I'm sorry, please unmute.
My apologies. Just to provide some background regarding Mr. McDowell, he is 28 years old. He has been in the Air Force for 5 years, Your Honor. He's currently in the Air Force. He's never been arrested ever before, Your Honor. And so we're hoping you would consider a signature bond, considering he's never been arrested and considering the fact that the alleged victim in the case is stating that she is not in fear of him in any way. And since yesterday, from my understanding, they say that she does not want to move forward, that there is no history of violence between them whatsoever. And it would be very difficult for him to get out if he's given granted a surety bond because he doesn't have any family in the state, Your Honor. And so we're hoping you would consider the signature bond so that he's able to sign himself out and essentially not get in trouble with his job.
On the simple assault, it's going to be $1,000. The terroristic threats is $1,000. This is a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. No violent contact with Miss Mercy. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the last name, but it begins with an A. And well, this is not DB, so I will leave it at no illegal drugs and no alcoholic beverages. And Mr. McDowell, right now you have a signature bond through the jail, but this is still an open, active, violent case against you in Fulton County, Georgia. If you get arrested again, or if you break the no violent contact condition, unfortunately, you can be recalled back to jail with your bond revoked. So if you want to maintain your status with the military, highly recommend you work very hard to resolve this. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, I got position 10, Mr. McCoy.
Okay. Brent McCoy, sorry, this is going to be a breakout case, right? Okay, let me just advise him of what's going on so far. Mr. Brent McCoy, you have 2 open cases against you, and let's begin with position 10. That's simple battery family violence from June 23rd of 2024. And the case number is 25CR3082A. Your second case is 25CR3084A, and in which you have a second charge for simple battery family violence from April 17, 2024. You've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Miss Madison. At the present time, we are going to go into a breakout room with myself, Miss Madison, and Miss Russell, as well as Mr. Jordan. All right, is there a Warwick Gray on Zoom? Warwick Gray? No? All right. On position 10 for Brent McCoy is going to be $1,000 signature bond through the jail. And Mr. McCoy, you are to have no further contact with Warwick Gray, and you're not to return to the Bakers Ferry location. And it will be the same bond for position 11, which is $1,000 signature bond through the jail, no contact with Warwick Gray, and stay away from the Bakers Ferry location. You are to continue with all treatment that you're receiving and make sure that you comply with anything that's prescribed to you. Thank you. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Your next court date will be sent to your Cortlandt Street location. Make sure you keep up with your court dates. Courtroom 2, please unmute. Yes, sir.
I got a question.
Speak.
Yes, so before I pay,
You don't have to pay. You have a release signature bond, which
Well,
means that you simply have to sign up for it. But if you mess up and get arrested again, the next time you're back in jail, you would have to pay $2,000.
okay,
But no contact with Warwick Gray, and stay away from the Bakers Ferry location.
okay,
Make sure that you keep up with your notices to come back to court.
all right.
Thank you.
That's all I have in courtroom 2, Judge.
All right, thank you. Let me just go down the calendar. Position number 1 was a $1,500 surety. Position 2 is a $500 cash bond only. Both cases reset to June 12th. Position 3, Cameron, is a 2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Position 4, Corbett, is a $500 surety bond reset to June 12th. Is that correct? Position 4, Larry Corbett.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Position 5, Hale, is a $1,000 surety reset to June 12th. Position 6, Hatton, is a 3,500 signature bond to pretrial, level 2 with a DBIP requirement. Position 7, Leak, is a $3,000 surety bond reset to June 12th. Position 8, Maribel, is reset to Monday, June 2nd at 2 p.m. 9, McCounty, is a $2,000 surety bond. He's got a parole hold. Position 10 and 11 are 1,000 signature bond through the jail on each case. Position 12, McDowell, is a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. Position 13, Patterson's a $1,000 surety bond. Reset date is June 12th. Position 14, Brendan Phillips, is behavior reset to June 2nd at 2 p.m. Position 15, Oscar Potts, is a 1,500 signature bond through pretrial level 1. 16 and 17. For 16 is a $1,000 surety, and 17 is a $1,000 surety, and reset dates are June 12th for both cases. 18, Taylor, is a $1,000 surety, reset date June 12th. 19, Thorne, is a 2,000 signature bond through pretrial for the notice. 20, Triblet, is a 3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. 21 is a $500 surety. 22, Roland Williams, is a $2,000 surety bond, reset date June 12th. And 23 is a 2,000 signature bond through the jail. And he's got a fugitive hold. The add-on cases, position 1 is a 500 surety, and position 2 is a $2,000 surety. Both cases reset June 12th. You're welcome. All right, everyone, just FYI, and I think the jail staff knows this as well. According to the bond schedule, if a individual defendant is in custody on a maximum $1,000 surety bond and has been in custody for 5 days or more, and it's not a DUI case and not a DV case, the sheriff may accept the defendant's valid driver's license in lieu of bond and give him a court date. So I believe that the chief judge is working to update the process so that in the event that such an individual posts bond by surrendering his valid driver's license after 5 days, that matter should be reported on Odyssey that this person has been released on bond with the surrender of driver's license. Any new arrests can result in the driver's license being suspended by the Department of Driver Services. So it's sort of a good and bad situation.
Your Honor, did you say domestic violence and what other cases? If it's not DUI. Okay, thank you.
And the bond has to be maximum $1,000, and they've been in custody for 5 days or more, and they have no other holds. Couple of things, but that's the gist of it.
The $1,000 max, is that for each charge or in total?
Total. Because then the total bond would be, so it'll be $1,000 maximum for each case. So if you have an individual with $1,000 on each case, it's the sheriff's discretion as to whether they want to accept that. And remember, it can't be DV and it can't be DUI. So.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Other than that, we enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I'll see you Monday. Take care.
Just
Bye-bye.
Have a good
take
weekend.
care.
Take care.